Hello everybody, and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we're in a very, very inconsequential war here. It ended up taking a lot longer than expected, though, because our mangonels couldn't be bothered to show up for, like, 2.5 years, which is very rude of them. Everyone else showed up, but not the mangonels, and we're just going to pop on in over here. We will, of course, win this battle, and then we will win the war, because this siege will finally be able to be finished. And that is very, very good. Now, we are wildly over our vassal limit, and that is definitely something that we need to handle after this war is done. There is no doubt about that. We do need a new marshal, and skill 19 versus skill 22. A powerful vassal. We're going to put this guy in. He's not tremendously worse, and that'll keep him a little happier. I just don't want to provoke factionalism while we're this far over our vassal limit. You can see that our total soldier count is being reduced pretty dramatically. In fact, if we go into here, we can see that, in fact, I think it's... Where do we actually see the malice here? Oh, here it is. We have to hover over the number, not over the vassal limit. That makes sense. So currently, our vassal levies and vassal taxes are being reduced by 70%. That's a big deal. That's a very big deal. Now, we are on absolute crown authority. That's great. And we're going to finish up this war presently. They want gifts. We could reinvest that. 10% development growth? That's good. We don't need the cash. I think that's very solid. Are we still truce to this gentleman? We are not. So that's also fascinating. Let's just finish up this siege. We've got 15 days on that. And that will be no big deal. Yeah, I'm not surprised that there's an independence faction or some sort of faction brewing here. Liberty? Yeah, I'm not surprised by that at all. Okay, so let's go ahead and end this. There we go. We'll disband our troops. And you can see our number of troops went down from disbanding. I'm not surprised by that either. So we're going to grant this out so that we no longer have the over domain limit malice. But we need to hand out vassals here. That is a big, big deal. I don't suppose he'd be willing to just become our vassal. No, he wouldn't. We'll need to conquer him, but that is okay. Let's take a look at duchies over here. Convenient. So we can make this duchy, which, of course, is this duchy. We'll create that, and that will go to this gentleman. Wonderful. 2 vassals go with. Okay, so that puts us at 13 direct vassals above. We've got, let's see, other duchies over here. It's a little awkward, to be sure. What's the kingdom over here? We need quite a lot more for that kingdom. Okay. Well, let's go in search of where all of these vassals came from, because it wasn't all over here. We got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 7 over here, something like that. But we're 13 vassals over. So where did we get all of these vassals? This is clearly something that our vassals did. And what did they conquer? Is it this? It looks like this. Bit of a mess over here, to be sure. Yeah, that's a county. Can we grant vassals to people who are at war? Yeah, we can. Excellent. You're our vassal as well. Okay, so we'll grant that away. We want West Francia to be a pretty strong kingdom. We also want East Francia to be pretty strong. So we're going to grant some of these over here. These are not part of our realm. That'll work, though. And then there's this down over here. Yeah, this guy, and then these over here. So all of that can be granted into East Francia. So we'll do something like this. We grant this as well. No. Okay. So something along the lines of that. This is a county. Is this ours? Yes. Okay. So we will grant that back to West Francia. Perfect. It's definitely France that messed some of this up. What do we have now? 6 direct vassals above. Okay. So Lower Lorraine, these are all independent realms over here that'll probably get cleaned up by our allies, or rather by our vassals. It looks like there's someone up here that could be granted in. Cool. So 5 direct vassals above. And then there's this county here. What can we make for kingdoms? We can usurp the Duchy of Flanders. Oh, we can grant some vassals to rightful lieges. That's something we should do. Absolutely. That puts us 3 vassals above our vassal limit. We can change this Khan's contract, and we're going to bump up his feudal levies. Okay, and then what kingdoms can we create? The Kingdom of Frisia. Cool, we'll make that. But that's going to go to East Francia. There you go. Would you be willing to convert? Actually, yeah. Sounds great. Okay, so we are currently 3 direct vassals above our limit. And there's a couple of counties over here, which are awkward for us. Maybe we toss those into Pomerania. You know what? I'm going to do it. Khan cannot be the vassal of a Khan, but we can transfer this. There we go. Okay, sounds good. Would you be willing to convert? Might accept. We'll give it a go. Okay, we're 1 direct vassal above at this point. So, what do we need? What do we need? That's not us. Okay, I was going to say. Yeah, that's not a thing. I mean, there's all of this mess over here that we could actually toss into this duchy. In theory. Because this is all going to be a kingdom eventually. So something like that. Neat. Now, we're going to declare war on this guy. We want to still continue to clear this up. So we'll conquer this county. Now that we can declare on him. And we're going to actually leave our rally point right where it's at. Actually, we can't because it's occupied. And we'll raise our men-at-arms. Do we need anything other than men-at-arms? Not really, unless he gets a holy order. We cook? Sure. And she converted to Tengriism. We're hoping that we aren't way behind on our mangonels again. That would be awkward. We're going to raise up somewhere around 5,000 levy troops here. And they're going to come in and fight these guys. So this should be enough, in theory. We put a better commander in. Let's see. This guy's a bit better, I guess. It's still even chances here, but I think that's fine. Ah, here we go. This is what we need. In they go. So this war will be over very shortly, and we're going to need to go after these two not really empires, but kingdoms down here. Yeah, he bumped down to low levy contribution. I'm not surprised by that. That's fairly expected. That's really what he should be doing, in all honesty. Crime cannot go unpunished, it's true. Prisoners. We could think about converting them. Like, for example, this Baroness. That's an option. For now, though, we're going to crush this force. And then we'll leave a siege force here and go crush... Wait, these guys are coming in. Are they going to lock in? Yep. Okay. We're just going to siege. Sounds good to me. No actions required. That's the way I like it. Let's check in on our castles. I believe that we do have constructions to do. Yes, we do. We're going to upgrade our pastoral lands over here. We're going to upgrade our quarry. We're going to upgrade the meadows. And we're going to upgrade the simple earthworks. Excellent. Okay, we're at 50% war score over here. This siege will be finishing shortly. And that's fantastic. We're no longer friends with this guy, but we want to be. I'd like to keep him out of factions. Thank you very much. He is, after all, a Khan. And we're going to enforce these demands. Perfect. We'll disband the troops, and this will, of course, be granted out to this gentleman, who then gets moved into this duchy. Just like that. Now, these two realms here. What can we do? This guy's our prisoner. So we can't declare on him because he's our prisoner. We're just going to ransom him back for 100 gold. That'll be fine. There we go. And now we can declare on him. We have a de jure claim up here. We could holy war for the duchy, but that's kind of a dumb idea in my opinion. We could do some duchy conquers. This is not useful. Of all of these, I think that this one is the best duchy to go after. So let's go ahead and do it. We want to continue cleaning up this area, for sure. So we're going to raise up troops, I think, over here on this side of the river. Should be fine. How many troops does he have? About 7k. Sounds good. Once again, this should be no real problem here. We're going to raise up somewhere around 10k levy troops. He's going to march up this way, that's fine. He can do that as much as he wants. This is sufficient levy troops. We're going to head up over this way. He's just continuing to head up over here. I think he's going to siege. Here's the troops that we want here. We're going to group these together and then split off a siege force. There we go. And we'll split off our mangonels as well as about 2,000 levy troops. And they will walk in over here. We'll give them a siege commander. This guy will do. And the rest of these, they're going to head up here and chase down this force. No problem whatsoever here. The siege is going to go very quickly. Our concubine is pregnant. Cool. And yeah, they're not into this. I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. We do have Reckless here. Have we managed to get horseshoes yet? No, we have not. And this is focusing on knighthood. Yeah, that's right. That's fine. Chronicle writing is irrelevant to us. We're going to skip it. Our wife is pregnant now, too. Cool. So 10 years on horseshoes. That's fine. We have a new stewardship lifestyle perk, and we're going to take, I think, likable? Likable. There we go. We'll imprison that person. And honestly, this war's pretty over. I guess we can slow siege over here, but it's not relevant. They may have ticking on us, but no, they don't. They're not going to have any more troops. So this is completely fine. We're just going to have this war over as soon as the siege of their capital's done. So that's great. We're going to get ourselves a good chunk of them here. It creates some border core, to be sure, but we'll come back and clear that up. Like, look at Bengal. Bengal's awful. There's no doubt about that. But they're currently fighting against one of our vassals, and we like to see that. So that is this war over. We'll enforce our demands and disband our troops. Ava will need to be handed out. There we go. And we are, of course, above our vassal limit. However, at this point, we might be able to create this kingdom. No, we need one more county. Oof. What we can do, however, is create this duchy. We'll go ahead and usurp that. And that will, of course, go to, I guess, this person? Yep. Excellent. 4 vassals go with, and that is fine. Now, we're going to want to attack these guys. It'll be interesting for sure. But I do want to declare on them. What do we got for duchy claims here? That's awful. 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 Still pretty awful. This one's the best one, but honestly, it's also the most border core-y. Gross. Absolutely gross. I miss Mongol conquests. I definitely miss that CB. There's no doubt about it. What is this war with Bengal over, anyway? Claim on the Thikana of Sambalpur. Like, just the one Thikana? Disgusting. We can't offer to join this guy's war, sadly. We could declare our own war on Bengal. If we were to do that... That claim is actually irrelevant. I didn't mean to close that, but sure. Not great. Not great. Not seeing a whole lot here. Okay. So what about Duchy Conquers? I mean, a lot of these are very partial. This one's way down here. I'd be much more interested in counties up over this way. This is a 3-county. This is probably the best one. Yeah, this is the best one. They're still a kingdom tier realm, right? Yes, they are. Okay. Very awkward indeed. We have nearly conquered this area, and I want to focus on getting this squared away. That's fairly important to me. So let's go ahead and do this. We'll declare on this guy, and it is going to be for this duchy here. Yeah, it creates more border gore, but we'll clean it up later. So we'll declare that, and then we are going to, of course, raise up our troops, which are going to be raised somewhere up over here, I feel like. We'll raise our men-at-arms, and we will raise, looks like, somewhere around 10k. Ah, there's a holy order, so that's going to be another 7k. We'll go to about, we'll go to close to 20k. We can scale our army to whatever we need here, so that's fine. So about 20k here. This is actually enough, and we're going to start heading in here. These guys will join once our men-at-arms have arrived, which should be fairly soon now. They're there. That's enough. Let's head on in. Okay. And we're going to, once again, mangonels and levies. These guys, they're going to get a siege leader, which is, of course, this guy. And they're going to come up over here and start sieging. And then we're going to come see if we can chase down the enemy forces. We're already at minus 10% war score, which is awkward. Because of occupations. Yeah, he does already have things occupied, I suppose. We're going to see if we can chase them down. There's a smallpox outbreak, which is awkward, to be sure. We're ways behind them, but they're actually just going to siege over here. This is hilarious. They should not do this. This is a bad mistake on their part. They are not going to win this fight. We're going to head towards their capital with our siege force. That nets us 7% right there, and because this is within the war goal, they're not going to get ticking. And we catch their force half at a time here. The other half comes in, but they're far too late. They are far too late. Is this a stack wipe? I don't know about that. We'll see. It is. Wow, I did not expect a stack wipe there, but okay. We're going to start some slow sieges over here, since they have no further troops. We don't really expect too much out of these slow sieges. Actually, 5 months left is pretty good. 5 months on a slow siege is solid. We can split these guys further, though, and have them come over this way. And then we'll split these guys and have them come down over here. Cool. So actually, this slow siege is going faster than this siege. Now, our mangonels are sieging a rather higher level fort. And that's why that's happening, of course. But that's okay. This is a very low-level fort over here. This is a much higher level fort. This is not going to happen anytime soon. This one, though, that's a very low-level fort. That one will happen. I like it. We've finished up our, or not really finished up, but we have a breach over here, and that means that we will finish this soon. Excellent. Additional siege progress. We're at 57% war score. They're raising additional troops down here, and I'm actually going to send these guys to go fight them. They're not really making progress here, in all honesty. So they may as well come down here and see about clearing this up. Let's see what they get. These guys are running away, but I don't care. I believe we're capped on battle war score, so we're not going to get war score out of it, but I just want this to be cleared so that our seizures can go to their capital. That's the primary goal here. And then these guys, I mean, this fort is not really worth slow sieging. Maybe up here? Actually, yeah, there is a fort that's worth slow sieging up there. That's cool. This is what, a level 3 fort? Level 3 fort. Cool. These guys, they're not going to be staying here. They're going to come down here and fight. That's fine. And we're going to fast siege their capital. The capital siege should end this war. Excellent. So that'll be another duchy under our control. A war was invalidated, but we don't care. That's not our war, so that's fine. We gained a stress level because our best friend died. And we could donate to charity, and actually... does Improvident help hurt our monthly income? It does. Honestly, we're going to be strong. We can always call a hunt and host a feast. The smallpox outbreak is over, as is the war. Armies get disbanded, and we're going to grant these on out. Excellent. And of course, we'll need to create titles over here. Hello, pause menu. Meadows have been constructed. Always good. Okay, we can usurp this Raj, and so we shall. And that de jure goes here. 4 vassals go with. We're now 1 direct vassal above. Can we get a kingdom over here? No. Is the answer. Unless we wanted to, like, put them into this Khanate. This Khan is quite weak. So honestly, we could. Do something kind of like that. That should work. I don't think we're still above our vassal limit. I think that just hasn't gone away. We should be below it by, I think, 1 right now. Let's check here. Yep. Perfect. This one will fetch a fine price. It's true. So we're not going to hold a grand sacrifice, but we are going to host a feast as soon as we can. And that's fine. For right now, I think we're going to chill a moment. We're not too interested in going to war immediately. We'll reduce our stress level, and we are going to come up here and get some castle upgrades going. Excellent. Get a weak hook. Always nice to have. And get all of those upgrades rolling. Perfect. What can we use that hook on? Contract. I like it. Actually, I'm going to go with feudal levies instead of feudal taxes. We're doing okay on cash. In fact, more than okay. We're doing just fine on cash. Gonna right-click that to make that go away, but there we go. Okay, so what's going on over here in Europe? I mean, there's a lot of border gore over here. There's no doubt about that. I am expecting West Francia to be able to push some of this on their own, though. We do have a count that is under our direct control that we should probably grant over to West Francia. So we'll do that. And that's completely fine. I think our next focus is going to be, after we're done cleaning up over here, which we're going to continue to work on. But I think our next focus is going to be cleaning up like Scandinavia and northern Germany over here. That's going to be working on that, and then we'll start turning our attention over this way. I think that's kind of the overall broad strokes plan of what we're going to be working on here for the next little while. Now, as far as the Byzantine Empire goes, what do we suppose the odds are that we can inherit that? Let's see. They are on male preference high partition. We can't designate daughters as heirs. And he's not into the faith differential. And I doubt we have anybody with a claim on the empire. So that's probably not going to be a thing for a while. We may want to conquer them piecemeal instead. We'll have to think about that. For now, though, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue conquering the rest of India. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.